voice. My name is Conrad O'Brien. They call me the fireman. It's another edition of your program, your mid-morning number one fix, right here and radio straight up. We're coming to you live from the studios of Newstalk 93 FM right here at UWI Mona campus in the parish of St. Andrew, Jamaica. Indeed, we invite you to stick and stay with us for the duration of the program. We go up until midday. Sorry about that. We're trying to get rid of that squeaky sound there. Let's see how we can sort this one out. It's wow. I don't know what's going on there, but all right, that sounds like it's a little better there. Let's see how best we can work through this one. All right. Sorry about that. Oh, wow. Whoa. Oh my goodness gracious me. All right. Let's see how we can get this up and running. Let's see what's going on there now. All right. Wow. All right. You want to give us a little bit of music there, Madam Producer? Let's try and start this. Let's get a little music and then we will come back to you as we try to rectify this here.
The Andrew Holness-led administration have failed our children, they have failed our people, they have failed our country, they have failed to give young people the opportunities, they have neglected our healthcare system, leaving and desperate.
Right here. And Newstalk 93 FM. We're coming to you live from the studios of Newstalk 93 FM right here at UWI Mona campus in the parish of St. Andrew, Jamaica. It is indeed a beautiful Monday morning here in Jamaica. It's July 28, 2025. Jamaica. Mr. Andrew or Dr. Andrew Michael Rodham Brogard Holness said to us that he will soon announce the election date. How soon will be soon? Could we hear that date as early as this weekend coming? Very, very interesting time that we're living in here in Jamaica. Of course, a lot of people have been saying, call it, Andrew, call it. So let's see. But guess what? The option certainly has run out on the Prime Minister, and the element of surprise is certainly not there. And there's a lot of prediction as to the possible date because it's narrowed down to a matter of days. The numbers to call are 876-212-9824. That's 876-212-9824 and 876-462-0919. To listen to us on your smartphones and device, please go to the Apple or Google Play Store and download the Newstalk 93 FM app. To advertise with us, please call our sales agents at 876 427-9955. You can also send us an email at our sales department at newstalk933fmsales@gmail.com. Indeed, it's a Monday, so we partner with our friends at fitfmja.com, 96.7 on the FM band, Caribbean Vibe Radio, and Wayne Hall Network. We're also up live and Make We Talk YouTube channel. That's the Jeffers Tavares YouTube channel. And indeed, we're also live on the Conrad OB TikTok page. So join us there and you'll be able to see my handsome face and what I look like. All right, so stick and stay with us going up until midday. Where we going with the program this morning? Coming up momentarily will be Conrad's Take, and of course at 10:10 this morning, our guest will be none other than attorney at law Stacy Knight, who is a candidate for the constituency of Northeast St. Andrews. She is the standard bearer for the People's National Party. And we will be delving into that because this constituency is certainly shaping up to be an humdinger. A lot of people are basically, putting some money on this one to say that another woman could see her take over the seat for the PNP. Of course, the last time the PNP had a candidate, an MP there, was none other than the wife of the late Paul Roberts, Mrs. Carlin Curlew Robertson, and that was the last time the PNP tasted victory in that constituency. I think it was back in 1997 or so, all right? And the person who was there as a standard bearer for the JLP now is Delroy Chuck. Of course, I reached out to a friend of mine who is one of Delroy's advisor, because I'm trying, not advisor, but PR person, trying to get Mr. Chuck on as well. So all things being equal, we're hoping to talk to Delroy Chuck as well. As I always like to remind our listeners that, we try our utmost to get the standard bearers from the JLP as well. Julia is always reminding me to say, Conrad, remember to say it. And indeed, Julia, I have taken your advice, and my producer here as well always remind us to remind the people that we're trying to get persons from the other side as well, the governing Jamaica Labour Party, but sometimes it's not so easy. All right, but the show must go on, and of course we'll be taking your calls today as well as per usual. So that said, welcome to another edition of Conrad's Take, and I must first of all begin with offering my deepest condolences to families across the length and breadth of Jamaica who have lost loved ones. Just now, my producer is in studio here with me. Certainly, she is just really going through the paces because just Friday, a friend of hers, a family friend, close family friend that was in their company days ago, not that they know of, that the gentleman was carrying any form of illness or anything, just felt bad. And on Friday, he passed. I think his name is John, Madam Producer. His name is John. And, he died, leaving his wife. They think they have a 4.5-year-old son. And one can understand the pain and agony that the wife is going through at this moment. And there are so many other people in Jamaica who are mourning the passing of their loved ones. And of course, there is a son of Jamaica. He is in the public domain, and he served as the CEO for one of the major companies, not just in Jamaica, but in the Caribbean, and a company that has some global reach as well. He also served as a former senator, former minister of government in the finance ministry. I'm talking about none other than Donald George Webby, affectionately called Don Webby. And indeed, one would
take a break from Conrad because we're having some technical difficulties on our end. Please do not go anywhere. We're just going to refresh the page and go back to Conrad O'Brien. Please do not go anywhere. We're going to take a short break from Conrad. Do not go anywhere. Just having some technical difficulties that we need to solve.
persons who came in contact with Don Webby. I came in contact with Don. By no means I would not say that he was my friend in terms of saying, boy, he was chummy and is somebody I take the phone up and call. But you come in contact with persons from all walks of life. So I myself also came in contact with Don Webby. I also remember Don when he participated at the boys championship as well for his school. So all in all, we lost a giant of a man in commerce, and certainly he played his role in politics. He was a senator within the Jamaica Labour Party, but quite an affable gentleman, I gather, to all his parliamentary colleagues. And indeed, Don was that kind of person who, would never make politics form a wedge between him and anyone and so on. So this morning, we are saying, what go down, and we're offering condolences to his wife and indeed his son and his two daughters. May your soul rest in peace, Don, and may light perpetually shine on your face. It's sad, but as the good book says, in the midst of life, there's death. So, let's embrace what the world has to offer. And it shows that, as Garnet Silk song goes, a man is just a man. And when you reach a particular point, sickness take over your body. And sometimes, no matter what is there, you're just at the end of the rope and you have out your doors. So once again, I'm broadening my condolences this morning, not just to Dan's family, but to all Jamaicans who have lost a loved one. All right, quickly, in the next 5 minutes or 4 minutes that we have here, a couple of things. The whole business of flag and other paraphernalia being taken down, billboards and so on being taken down in constituency. And pardon me if I sound a bit biased, but this thing that the two party is suffering equally, it's not true. Not true. First thing to begin with, this flag and billboard removal started by the JLP. As a matter of fact, it started from official within the JLP, the mayor out of Montego Bay, to the point where it reached the courts. And the court basically ruled on it that they were conducting business in an illegal manner. And then we heard from Danishka Williams down in St. Anne. We heard from a number of other persons. But most of all, I want to share this with you. A friend of mine is a medical doctor. And he has roots in the eastern part of the island. And yesterday he was driving into Portland, and he drove into West Portland through the entire West Portland, now entering into East Portland, and he called me and he said, Conrad, what is happening? I have not seen any presence of the PNP in Portland, not seen any pictures, any billboards, any flag for Doreen Campbell, who is the standard bearer there in Western Portland. And he said when he journeyed into East Portland, he saw the same thing. So I picked my phone up. The constituency, and not one of your billboards are there, or flags or anything. And she said to me that I'm not going to send you the response by way of a video. And she said, look at your phone. When I looked at my phone, I saw where men were out there visibly captured and phone, captured and camera, taking down her billboards and flag in the constituency road up until 1 a.m. the morning. And the bridge and other places all over the place, her paraphernalia were out there. And indeed, she said that by morning break, all her billboards and flags, orange flags, were taken out of the constituency, and the constituency was all over it. As the doctor said to me, all of the constituency were decked out with pictures or billboards of Anne-Marie Valls and her husband Darrell Valls, and green all over. Of course, the Prime Minister was riding into the area yesterday afternoon to a meeting. And as a result of that, they took down everything out there. And it's a burden shade. These things cost money. And, it's not good. And taking down flags is not going to give you the victory. And I urge everyone from both sides, whether it is the PNP or JLP, cease and desist. It is not a good thing at all. I have something else that I want to talk about, but I will do that during the course of the program because I'm up on time now. That's Conrad's stage. Have a minute? All right. So let me just hint at what I want to talk about. I want to talk about something to do with education, and it's a conversation that in the domain about the expansion of the school hour for 2 hours, and I noticed that is being carried wrongfully because Damien and the PNP did not say they are going to extend the school hour for 2 hours, the school day for 2 hours. What he talked about is extra lesson. And for students who are are not able to afford the extra, I'll explain more when we come back. Stay with me. Newstalk.
Suffice it to say, I come here today, buoyed, because I'm hearing the song which says, sound the alarm. We're mad. I come here today buoyed by the fact that whatever they mash down, we're going to build back. We're going to build back better than before. So I come here today. I come here today. It hasn't met for a couple of weeks, for whatever reason. But I know the life of this Senate and this Parliament is coming to an end. You may wish to prolong it as long as you want. It's the bigger the beating that is going to be. I've said it before. Mr. President, and I'm going to say it again. The people of Jamaica have written off this government, have tuned out this government, and the people of Jamaica this government. Really.
Eternal and sovereign God, we come before you today. The God of righteousness, the God of justice, the God of peace, we come today, oh God, in no other name but the name of Jesus Christ. We come, Lord, put we love in your hands. Almighty God, it is your word that says, if my people who are called by my name and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then and only then you will hear from heaven and heal our land. Without a vision, the people perish. And so today, Lord, we come because Jamaica is way down under the way. We're polluted, oh God, by cronyism and nepotism. But today, Lord, we come in your name and we say, Lord, rise up, leaders who led the people out of bondage. Rise up, leaders like Nehemiah, who had a clean hands and clean heart. We pray, God, that you will rescue Jamaica and sound in Zion, sound the alarm, oh God, that Jamaica will understand that you, oh God, cares for the people of this country. And so, Lord, we come against every badmanism. We come against every plans of the enemy. And like David said in the wilderness, you come with spear and javelin, but the people come in the name of the Lord God of hosts, the army of Israel. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Hallelujah.
Whether you're Labour, right, PNP, regular Jamaican who just want to vote for a change, you see the next election here will come up under chances whatsoever. Can you vote in back the Jamaican Labour Party into government?
Send on. And you can trust that when you send me to Parliament, you not have a bench warmer or a table knocker champion who is ready to serve you. And so I do not.
Yes, truly, Conrad for Brian, the fireman, as we say, we give it to you undiluted as we continue to watch things globally. You know, last week there was a judgment out of coming out of the international court as it relates to climate change, and certainly it's interesting to see what this latest out of the court will mean for climate change. Will the big boys play according to the rules, and what this means for us in the small island states such as Jamaica? I want to love to have a discussion with Deacon Dispute tomorrow or so to kind of delve into this ruling a little bit more, you know, and see what it is. It's a kind of opinion is wrong, that whatever, but it's basically a judgment or that is out there kind of hanging in the balance. So it's going to be interesting to see how things go, and it is a unanimous decision coming out of the court there. So we are watching those. But before I go to my first call, the whole business with the argument about the 2-hour expansion of the school hour. It's not certainly being miscarried by operatives within the jail. I heard Senator Morgan came out and issued a statement on it, and I heard it being carried proposal to extend the school hour by 2 hours. Not so at all. What the conversation is that there are people, there are students who are behind, and there's a suggestion that the extra class situation there, it would benefit a number of our students. Now, parents pay for extra classes, but there are a number of students who cannot participate in extra class because their parents cannot afford it. So what the spokesman on education, Damian Crawford, is saying is that the government, a PNP administration now would tapped into that and put some money in there, and teachers who are interested to be a part of this pool of teachers, they would engage them. So let us deal with things, and we must not allow an election to turn all of us in liars and just basically deprive our students who are in need of things that can benefit them. All right, let's go to the phone line. Hello, welcome, caller.
Good morning, Conrad.
Hi, morning. How are you doing, sir?
The president of this country and I'm good to be here.
Every time. What's on your mind this morning?
The school.
Yes.
I should do the youth then. So, what kind of condition we want the school in?
Well, we need our schools to be in the best condition. All our schools should be in the best conditions. As a matter of fact, I am long saying that, I believe in zoning of our schools. And I believe that, what do I mean by that? That means that students, for example, in the secondary space, right, you will basically be placed at the closest high school to your geographical space of residence. And what that would mean, it would actually help to get rid of this situation about the whole business of how our children get to schools. Because you have a number of students who are living literally next door, walking distance to a high school, but they are not interested in going to that high school, or they are not placed at that high school, and their parents hold on there, and their parents now have to dig into their pocket very deep in order to get them to school. And that is why you see we have the to and fro with the PNP and indeed the government about the bus situation, and will assist in that. So if you have zoning, as I said before, it would assist in that. But make your point and then I will explain further.
So it starts with affordability. The people can afford to send them children to school.
Well, yes, affordability in that we're talking about if we get our parents to be in a position where they can earn more money and so on, then they'll be basically be here. But there are other things, because sometimes no matter how the earnings are, there are challenges. So
yes, Conrad, because through the system.
Yeah, man, but hear me. There are challenges.
The system deals with service economy.
Yeah, but hold on.
We're not going to change that.
Hold on. There are, whatever it is, there will always be challenges within an economy, right? However, government has a responsibility to do things to cushion that as much as possible. So the point I'm making now with zoning, how would zoning help? Zoning would help because you have students, or take for example, you have a child in Canada. Yeah, man, but it's not just for you. It's not just for you. It's for the listeners. So what you'll also get out of zoning now, you would have have a school not being given 70% of the cohorts that can hardly read and write, or they're performing at grade 1 or grade 2 level when they're supposed to be at high school level. The problem, Africa, the problem is this. A lot of people not prepared to send their children to a particular school or their child to a particular school because of the stigma and how the school is performing and the standard of the school. So the first thing to get zoning going, we have to bring up all the schools up to standard.
So the school then, why you don't finance the school then properly?
That's the point. That's the point we're making. Because, for example, you have a school, say a Campion, or let's leave out the name of a school. Let's say a school that has a very,
good morning, everyone. We all are there. People are saying having some audio problem here. I can't hardly talk. I'm having a voice problem. I'm going to break away from Conrad O'Brien and see what I can do to fix it from my end. Do not go anywhere to stand by. We're going to try to fix the audio system from my end. You may only see something about the Make We Talk come up. Do not go anywhere. We're going to break away from Conrad O'Brien and see if it is coming from our end. All right? We're going to fix something here and see if it's coming from our end. Stand by.
Scene where the school is underperforming and want his or her child to go there. You want your child to go into what you describe as a top performing school. And unless we get those things look after, then certainly it's going to be a difficult call for zoning. But I still believe that it's a direction that we need to go. Also, here are one of the things now. If you have zoning, then you would have children who perform at various level within, say, the exit exam being placed at various schools. Because it is certainly a sad tale when you get a school 70% of its cohort that is performing at grade 3 or grade 1 level. That is to say that some of them get 10 in the exam, or some of them not even score at all, but they are placed at a school as against another school who get 100% of its cohort performing at high 80s, 90s, and even the 100. But at the end of 5 years, you said that this school underperform and the other one basically perform well. They must. Because you spend the entire 5 years, almost, at that high school trying to get remedial work going, while the school that get those students that going at the high level, they are ready to go. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, welcome caller.
Hello, good morning, Sir Conrad.
Hi, morning. How are you doing, country?
Morning, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning to your producer and to Jamaica.
Indeed.
And to the morning, Damian Crawford, morning.
Mm-hmm.
As you was talking about the zoning of the school,
yes,
it need to be correct, and you know, I will put Northwest St. Catherine and Northern Clarendon. You have Kelly's High, and in Northwest St. Catherine you have Yorton, Charlie Mount, Dintil, Enid Bennett High, McGraw, and a child will leave from Kelly's,
mm-hmm.
where there is a high school, and coming where to St. Catherine High School.
Mm-hmm.
There's nowhere this child get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and this child reach home back at 6, 7. And there's a high school in the area in Kelly's.
Absolutely, because here it is. I don't know how Kelly's High is performing, but here the dilemma now. The parent of that child believe that St. Diego High or St. Catherine High, their child will get a better opportunity, a better shot at education there. So here is it now. The child is basically traveling across 2 parishes in order to get to school. If you have zoning and the schools are up to scratch, then that child could very well walk to school. And it's a conversation that we need to have as a country. It's a conversation that I think we need to have. Mm-hmm.
Children are leaving from St. Anne, coming into St. Catherine High, a Diego or a Jonathan Grant or a Dintil, spend 2-3 hours on a bus to get to school.
Mm-hmm.
And even in Northwest St. Catherine, a child or children leaving from Wande Bolas, get a taxi to Lloydersville, get one to Linstead, get a next one to Spanish Town.
Mm-hmm.
These things must rectify. And I hear Kevin Gill get up on Damian Crawford. And you spoke about Mr. Morgan there. You know that Mr. Morgan is not credible.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Morgan is not credible.
Mm-hmm.
The facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, God, a child, Yorton, you have Yorton, and you have Charlie Mount. I don't see why a child in Yorton is going to be in Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
These things need to zone, and the parents have to get on board.
Well, first of all, parents get on board. But when you say it is again, as I said before, a dilemma that we face to standard. The lob has to be up to standard. All the facility to provide a good education has to be in place. And then another thing, country, because the reason why that child up in Kelly's is placed at St. Diego, is because of the mark that child received in the exam, how the child performed. No. Mm-hmm. So you have all those children who are down there in Kelly's, not sent to Kelly's High or whichever school that is close to them. They are sent to a further school that is said to be performing at a particular level.
Right.
And the children, on the other hand, who may be at the other end, other end of the island who is now sent to Kellits perform at a lower level. So Kellits or whichever school. I hate to call the name because I don't want to stereotype any school, but sent to that school that is performing at a lower level. So what you have there at a particular school are students who are just at that lower level. If you have zoning, you're going to have a mix. And in my opinion, if you have that mix in the school, those students who are performing at higher level will basically encourage those at the bottom, and you bring those up by their bootstraps, so to speak.
Yes, and then you will have it cross the board now. All school is performing.
There you go.
Because you have a mixture in all school.
There you go. There you go.
And then next thing, Sir Conrad, the shifting need to cut out.
Well, that is something that, you know, have been worked and by both administration. I think we are close there. I thought we would have seen the back of it by now, but you know, I know Run It With basically was pushing hard at it.
Yes,
it continues, but somewhat there seems to be a bit of slowing down. I don't know. I would be interested to talk to Dr. Dana Morris Dixon to find out where they are on this now.
The shifting as a child or children go to school at 8 o'clock, and by 12 o'clock they are on the streets. Nothing wrong with extend more learning capacity to a child for next two hours.
No, but
these children are on the road from 12 till 3, 4. We need to get it correct, Sir Conrad. Goodbye.
All right, all the best. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. But that also is something I put in perspective. One has to understand that you have a set of teachers who now conclude their classes at that point, and there's another set of students now that comes in to access the same classroom, the same labs, everything. Another group of teachers come in. So it's not in terms of the shift system I'm addressing here now. So it would not be feasible for you to basically say have those children on doing an additional 2 hours. And let me just say once again that the proposal put forward has nothing to do with just wholesale put teachers in for an additional 2 hours. It has to do with students who are performing at a particular level and need additional extra lesson, how you would utilize that 2 hours. And it is teachers who are interested in that, who are already teaching extra lesson, and if more teachers want to participate in it. So the government now would step in. This is a proposal of a PNP government. They will now step in. They will put some money in there so that you can have more students who want to do extra lesson. When I was going to school, a number of us did not do extra lesson because of affordabilities. You know, some of us must and go into the class and things like that and get a little extra here and there. But it wasn't so much of a structured thing. It was more of the more affluent person who attain extra lessons because their parents were able to pay for it. So the government is saying no, we put more people inside, more students in, and well, the PNP rather is saying it, that they put more people in and they will basically pump some money in there so students can get some extra lessons there. Hello, welcome caller.
Morning, Moby.
Hi, morning. Wait, how are you doing, Marshy? Talk to me, man.
The educational system, it's so dishonest in my book. When they do the GSET, they take up all the children with the high marks and place them at one place. And those with the lower marks, they place them elsewhere. And they expect those teachers to get those children with a lower mark and make blood out of stone. And then all the bright people them pick up make a call my school name. And then we start to big up them school. They like to them a teach anything better than the other school them. It's not right. It's not fair. Okay, if you want to know something, take the teachers that we have at Campion, Immaculate, Casey, JC. Take them teachers and start to send them teachers. Let's say for argument's sake, it's good. And you can find some other school with people that classified as inferior. Take them and send them teachers go teach them school and see the results where they might come up with. I want you to get the point from you.
Totally. As a matter of fact, I'll try and see if I can make it even simpler. Take the student, all the students from Campion, put them to Haile Selassie High.
Yes.
Right?
All right.
And take Haile Selassie High student and send them up to Campion.
And
what you would have a transfer of the result. Haile Selassie will now be performing as Campion, and Campion will now be performing as Haile Selassie.
So when
sorry if I'm stereotyping any school, because I hate to do it. I don't really want to do it.
It's the truth. So it's not that Immaculate Campion is better than anywhere else. The poor teacher them, whether like injured, get some people, let Scarsfield fear, then get some people with dance.
Well, they get, forget the word dance. To get some students who are not prof, because I don't believe in this kind of argument. You know, it's something we hear all over the place. Who bright and who dunce and all those. I don't like it because you know.
I wish I could take back the word, but I'm not in Parliament because you know in a Parliament you can't take back the word. But me know to the fucking word can't return. You know, but maybe they make some teacher look like they're no good. But if the teacher then get some prof children they can perform better, it is not fair to the teacher.
Remember, you know, man, actually, that a number of schools, the word lab was just a word where a number of students just hear, by the way, you know, no school lab, no did it. And just a few schools used to have those things. I think, you know, now there are people over the years who are making effort to ensure that schools have, you know, various labs and so on. But until March, we get the school plans. We have seen now more and more of our school plans are being, you know, fenced, and all of those things are happening, you know, over the years and so on. So we have to put in all the mechanism in the schools and bring them up. And as I said before, start to give schools students that are performing at varying level.
Yes.
And then we can have that discussion. But when you and if you don't me, call, it would be interested if we should get the results of the students who are placed at one of our, call it, let's for purpose of the reason, of one of our A-grade school. The marks, what marks they have to get into that school versus the F grade or the E grade school. And you would see what we're talking about.
Exactly. It's a fact, man. So we need to cut out them. We need to cut out them.
It's called, Dr. Phillips used to describe it as the apartheid education system. So we need to fix it.
No, let's
you're going to have to call me back, Marsha. Call me back. It's 10 o'clock. We're going on the break, and we have Stacy coming up at 10:10. All right? So call me back afterwards. All the best. Who come?
Who is ready to serve you. And so
Christian country. We know that because the anthem is a prayer, it's still a Christian party, because with steadfast assurance, God will look down. It means something to be a Christian country, because we should live by the principle, and it means something to be a Christian party, because we should be guided by the principles of Christianity. And one such principle is that God is the Father. And the Bible said, who among us, if our children ask for bread, will give them stone, ask for fish, will give them serpent. Too many of our children are receiving stone and serpent from the Jamaica Labour Party. In PEP, 13,000 children this year did not achieve proficiency in mathematics. They asked for bread, they were given stone. 11 did not achieve proficiency in English language. And then when it comes to CXC, it gets worse, because 18% of Jamaican children get 5 subjects, including maths and English. And then I hear that the son is seeking a promotion. What can go so? By right, she should be asked for her resignation. But I understand what is happening in the JLP, because they have no talent. The JLP remind me of an artist that got to studio with 10 words and want to make 30 songs. What can go so? We have found the stone heap, and we have found the serpent nest, and I guarantee after we take government, we will defeat Trinidad, we will defeat Barbados in CXC the same way we treat them in Carifta. The first stone heap that must be mashed down is that of absenteeism. In the rural area, 37% absenteeism, and in the urban area, 18% absenteeism. What we're going to do is make sure we have boarding facilities for at least 30%, and then we are going to give 1 meal per child in school. The JLP will quickly say, how can we afford it? But let me tell you something about afford. They say they can't afford 1 meal per child in school, but they will in prison. What can go so? A child in school for 5 years, but they're planning a big investment in prison to board you with gun for 15 and with murder for 30. What can go so? And then sure we fight to keep our teachers. We are going going to put a teacher retention plan that make it easier for a teacher to own a house, for a teacher to be comfortable in the classroom and in the staff room. We will meet with the embassies and our friends from the embassies who wants our talent to help us to prepare an investment so we can have and our children aren't left without teachers. But you see, after that investment, you see who want to prevent our 1 degree per household. You see who want to have our children being recruited by adults. I am giving you see, after that investment, you see who encouraging our children into gambling and truancy and alcoholism. I am giving you a new day.
Straight
It's
up with hope.
dawning. Margo.
Agriculture school at Jamaica, you should have just tell a man, say, look here, we don't want no Irish potato from foreign and we don't want no corn. Anything we want from foreign, I must aisle. Yes, call Jamaica and produce aisle. Yeah, import carrot, yeah, onion. Man, move for your sangue. So if you farmer them at Jamaica to have. Let me open to that make no sense. Look past St. Elizabeth. I hear that you know. Listen, my man, you know, say you see, then should have one little talk with Prime Minister. When in company here, he make people call in and tell them what go on. Come would I tell him, see you, Mr. Prime Minister, never hear about Alibaba and his 40 thief. You know, say yeah, Alibaba. You are Alibaba. He's a jamming Alibaba. And there was some man who run him, I 40 thief. Jesus Christ. A buccaneer them, pirate them. You see them a criminal, man. Agriculture school at Jamaica, you should have just tell a man, say, look here, we don't want no Irish potato from foreign and we don't want no corn. Anything we want from foreign, I must aisle. Yes, call Jamaica and produce aisle. Yeah, import carrot, yeah, import onion. Man, move for your sangue. So if you farmer them at Jamaica to have. Let me open to that make no sense. Look past St. Elizabeth. I hear that you know. Listen, my man, you know, say you see, then shut. When in company here, he make people call in and tell them what go. Let me tell you this, man. You see, you, Mr. Prime Minister, never hear about Alibaba and his 40 thief. You know, say yeah, Alibaba. You are Alibaba. He's a jamming Alibaba. And there was some man who run him, I 40 thief. Jesus Christ. I bet I near them, pirate them.
My name is Conrad, the fireman. We go until 12 midday. We're coming to you live from the studios of Newstalk 93 FM, right here at Broadcast House and the campus of the University of the West Indies, Mona. And indeed, it's a Monday, so we simulcast with our friends at fitfmga.com. And they're up on 96.7 on the FM band down there in Western Jamaica. We're also up on the Wayne Hall Network and also on the Caribbean Vibe Radio as well. We broadcast there. We're also live on the Make We Talk YouTube channel. That's the Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. And we're also live on the Conrad OB TikTok page. So lots of offering there this morning. Dab in the middle of our spotlight segment of the program. And certainly, for those of you who are avid listeners to this program, you would know that from the other day we have been featuring the candidates going up in the general election, and it's somewhat a little bit one-sided here, and not because of my doing, but because of a decision that seems to have been taken by the Jamaica Labour Party not to give me their candidate. So the show must go on. I have to ride and whistle. This morning, our spotlight guest is none other than the standard bearer for the People's National Party in Northeastern St. Andrew. All right, she's neighboring to this constituency that she's neighbor rather to this constituency that we broadcast from. Without further ado, let me welcome to the microphone of Newstalk 93 FM the beautiful and affable Stacy Knight. Hi, Stacy, how are you today?
Hi, Conrad. I'm fine, thank you. Good morning to your listeners. How are you?
I am very well, thanks. Better for talking to you, better for hearing your beautiful voice. Yes. Hello?
Yes, I'm right here. I'm right here.
Yeah, man, I'm saying better for hearing you and hearing your beautiful voice, you know?
And I'm saying flattery will get you everywhere.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you very much. All right, Stacey, of course, there's no secret that you are the daughter of veteran politician, top attorney at law, not just here in Jamaica, but indeed across the country, and who have served as Minister of Government. So you're coming to this with high political pedigree as it relates to your paternal side, indeed. And let me just ask you, how is he? How is he doing? We gather he got a little miss up the other day and, have injured one of his leg. How is he doing?
Yes, he's doing very, very well. His recovery has been remarkable for his age.
Yes.
His determination, and he wasn't good physical health before. So he's going to the gym. He was at the gym on the weekend. He's been going into office a few days a week.
Yes.
As he was before. So he's doing very well. Thanks for asking.
Lovely. Oh, Stacy, what's your connection with Northeast St. Andrew? What's your connection there, first of all?
My connection with Northeast St. Andrew is that it's home. It's home. This is where I have lived for virtually all my life. I have lived at 4 different addresses within Northeast St. Andrew throughout my life, growing up and in adulthood.
Excellent, excellent. And who is Stacy Knight? Paint a brief picture for our listeners. Who is Stacy Knight,
Yes. Who is Stacy Knight? Well, I am an attorney at law for the past 12 years. I am an educator. I used to lecture I've lectured at 3 universities in Jamaica, UCC, NCU, and University of the West Indies. I have lectured in the area of computing.
Yes.
I have a bachelor's degree in computer science. I have a master's degree in educational psychology. And it's in those 2 degrees that I've paired to, be a lecturer and teacher in the area of computing, technology, IT.
Yes.
After doing that for about a decade, I decided to take another step and, do something different. And that's when I studied law. So I, of course, qualified as an attorney, as I said, 12 years ago. I'm a mother of 2 children and a daughter of God.
Yes, love that. And any extra curricular, as it were, Stacy, that would basically endear you to people and political arena?
That's a difficult one. Extracurricular that would endear me to people in the political arena. I don't know if it could endear me to people to say that one of my extracurricular activities is running. I love running. I at the peak of my running career, I used to do a 5K almost every day. I haven't done so much running these days, but I can run a 5K anytime.
Okay.
Anytime. Just pick me up in the morning and say, come, let's run a 5K, I can do that in decent time.
All right, excellent. But all right, let's say, what can go? What do you say that, outside of running, how do you, how you, what kind of interaction, your best level of interaction with people that would say, boy, I believe that to be a good representative. That's what I'm kind of trying to indicate.
Okay, that's where you are. Okay, I wouldn't call that extracurricular, but okay, I understand you now. Well, community work.
Yeah.
I have been involved in community work for a very long time. Decades ago, when I was a student at the University of the West Indies, I was a teacher, a volunteer teacher at Jamal, teaching adults to read and write. That, I would say, was perhaps my first, most formal introduction to, community work. In the past 15 or so years, I've been working even more than that. I've worked at the community level as like a citizen association representative in St. Andrew Northeastern, and currently on the executive for the Acadia Citizens Association. I've been working in the constituency behind the scenes with the last 2 general election candidates and the last 2 local election candidates in this constituency. Worked as cluster manager, as constituency secretary, as a community organizer. Yeah, and so I'm always involved with people. Always involved with people. Even in my work at the law firm, I am involved in organizing people, organizing human resource. Just managing people, it comes naturally to me. I'm not officially a HR trained person, but I'm always involved in mobilizing people to get things done.
So you would say one of the plus for you and in politics you need this is your organizational skills.
Absolutely. Well, I hope that others say so too, but I'm not the only one who would say it.
All right, good. So here you are. You have been selected as the standard bearer for the People's National Party, the prospective candidate, because officially one is not really the candidate. I know I would go there. So you're here now as a candidate. What drove you to basically take up this mantle to say, boy, I am now not going to be on the periphery as somebody behind the scene, but you're putting yourself out there as a candidate. What was the final clincher, so to speak?
Yeah, it was last year, election day, the local government elections, when the PNP did so well in winning the election nationally, but in my constituency, our performance was not so good. We were unsuccessful. The performance of the candidates and the workers was excellent. People put in the best that they could, but the best that we could at that time was not enough. And I recognize that one of the shortcomings has been in our candidate selection, that some of the candidates we have selected, despite their great efforts, perhaps they were not the best fit for this constituency. Or perhaps the time just wasn't right. And so I'm really building on what all those previous candidates have done, and the time is just right for a Stacy Knight to step into St. Andrew Northeast to represent the people.
No, Stacy, it is no secret that Delroy Chuck is the Minister of Justice. Ordinarily, he would be described as a high profile, a heavyweight candidate, and so on. What I thought the constituency is somewhat labeled as well as a JLP constituency and so on. What makes Stacy Knight believe that she has a chance of toppling someone who one would probably describe as a giant?
Right. What I would say, Conrad, is that the performance of the incumbent, he has become rather complacent.
Mm-hmm.
And so whatever energy he may have started his 28-year run with, that energy has completely waned. And so it's lackluster, and the people are feeling neglected.
Good.
Yeah, that's a short answer.
Good. But Stacey, on the good side of it, for video, where Delroy, who would normally sit down cozy out there handing out bread, doing all sorts of things. So obviously you're doing some good things in the constituency. Do you wish to share with us some of those good things that you have been doing?
Right. You know, the first and main thing that I have been doing is that since last year, about the middle of last year, when I was confirmed as the party standard bearer, I started serious walking in the constituency, just meeting people. I wasn't really actively doing much more than that. And people were so happy to see a political representative just coming to their gate, knocking to say hello, introduce themselves. And, you know, I spoke a little bit about some of my plans. I listened to their issues, their concerns, their needs, started serious data gathering. It's good, you say, for me that he has been walking. It's really good for the people. I'm happy for the people who are getting bread, black tanks, road fixing, because they should have been getting these things and more for many years, and they haven't. So I'm glad that they're getting some attention now. I think, though, it might be too little too late for Mr. Chuck, because people are eyes wide open. This is 2025. People are enlightened, and so last minute buying votes by, you know, election promises really doesn't move people in the way that it used to in days bygone. I've been getting tremendous support. You know, want to see a change. Vision that I have. Level, right across the constituency, has access to success, however they measure success, has access to the opportunities that we know can bring people a successful life, make them self-sufficient, and not have to depend on a politician to give them one bread. For example, for children, education is at the heart of my campaign. As I told you, educational psychology is something I studied. And so seeing the lack and the gaps in some of our, especially early childhood and primary institutions, I intend to address them, and I've already started. So one of the things I plan to do, reading programs at the primary schools. We have 3 in our constituency: the New Day, Shortwood Primary, and the Jacksonville Primary. Reading programs improve the literacy levels at those 3 schools. Homework centers after school, extra lessons for our children. For young people, they don't have enough skills sometimes, information sometimes, to launch when they leave high school, either into proper job seeking, fitting themselves to the right career, or entrepreneurship if they are so minded. And so we know that we need to expand what institutions like HEART, NTA offer. In our constituency, the uptake is very, very low. There's young people are just sitting idle and nobody is looking out for them. Well, certainly not the political representatives. They don't seem to be looking out for the young people. My vision for St. Andrew Northeast includes building and supporting inclusive family life as well. I am big on our disabled, the senior citizens. Everybody should be able to feel comfortable and play their part in family life. The families must be inclusive. And our disabled and children with special needs must be accommodated in our schools. And not just in special ed classes, but in inclusive classes where they are with other children who don't have special needs, but through having shadows, that's for autistic children, and proper resources for special needs children, we get to tailor education so that we can reach them where they are.
Excellent. Stacy, your constituency is what one could describe as a two-tier constituency. One, you have what would describe as very affluent pockets of the constituency, but indeed you have an underbelly that represent the kind of inner city and so on in your constituency as well. There is this conversation about water in Jamaica here. Do you have any issues with water in any area of your constituency? And you know, how those pockets of your constituency that are being a part of the inner city, how are they faring in all of this?
All right. Water is a problem right across the constituency. And just for the record, the constituency spans it spans from Peters Rock, that's above Jackson, Woodford, Peters Rock to the halfway tree clock. And right throughout the constituency, there's a problem with water. During the drought months, everybody faces water shortage. You speak about the affluent can manage the water shortage because they can afford to purchase tanks and have pumps, and so they still have piped water into their homes. It's in those inner city areas where the water shortage cannot be met as easily. And in fact, even in some of the, what you may term middle class areas, not everybody can really afford to water their homes, you know, to provide tank and piped and pumped water. Not everybody can afford it.
But Stacy, hold it right there for me, Stacy. We're in a riveting discussion with the candidate for Northeast St. Andrew, Stacy Knight. We're in our sponsored by our friend there. And when we come back on the other side of the break, we have a few questions to go before we close this interview with Madam Stacy Knight. Please stay with us.
Please stand by as we rejoin Conrad O'Brien over there at Newstalk 93 FM. And remember to join us this evening on Election Watch 2025. Our special guest will be none other than Conrad O'Brien from Newstalk 93 FM. Also, Mr. Victor Cummins, former Member of Parliament, former Minister of Government. Mr. Lloyd B. Smith, former Speaker of the House of Representatives. He is also the CEO of the Western Mirror. They will be my special guests this evening. So join us this evening at 7 p.m. in Jamaica time, 8 p.m. US time. Election Watch 2025. We'll be discussing Jamaica's upcoming general election. Stand by as we rejoin Mr. Conrad O'Brien. One moment, please. See if Conrad is ready for us. I doubt he is.
Hey, Mike.
He's going to be ready for us pretty soon. We'll take a quick break here on the Make We Talk program. Remember that we have We still have t-shirts for sale. I am supposed to be giving away some t-shirts. I'm waiting on my my moderator for us to start giving away the t-shirts that we have to give away. We still have about a few left for sale. So you can get in contact with us if you still need t-shirts. It's $25 for one, $10 for handling and shipping. And you can call our numbers 9545-298-030 if you're interested in getting t-shirts. So we have t-shirts for sale, all right? We have t-shirts Make Me Talk Jamaica Election 2025. We have that for sale also. So let's see if Conrad is ready for us. We're going to go rejoin by Conrad O'Brien in just a moment. Let's see if he's ready for us. He's not ready for us as yet, but just a reminder that this evening at 7 p.m. Jamaica time, 8 p.m. US time, my special guest on the Make Me Talk Current Affair program, our topic this evening will be Election Watch 2025. My special guests are Conrad O'Brien of Newstalk 93 FM, Mr. Victor Cummins, former Minister of Government and former Member of Parliament, former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Lloyd B. Smith. They will be on the program this evening to speak to us on the nitty-gritty of the election that is coming up right here in our island home, Jamaica land we love. This evening program will be hosted by none other than hosted by none other than myself. One moment for me, please. Let's take this call here.
Six.
Daryl Vaz, Jamaica will not sit with you and Christoph Tan and Floyd Green and Colonel Charles Jr. and Fayeval and Dana Morris and Matthew Samuda. Who going to stick with the evil? Who going to stick with them thief them Jamaica? Who going to stick with them scammer? And as a matter of fact, Daryl, what do you mean by people bad mind? Daryl, what do you mean by people bad mind? Bad mind you for what? You have no good antecedents for people to bad mind you on. Where anyone would have wanted to bad mind you, Daryl? I'm asking you again, what is there to bad mind when our hospitals are like chicken coops? What is there to bad mind when our water is filled with E. coli and shit and dirty water? People can't drink healthy water again. What is there to bad mind when the road them full of potholes? Can go so. What is there to bad mind? We can't bad mind, you know. Jamaica needs to be rescued. Jamaica needs to be rescued, Daryl. From you, Wellness Clan, Vast Clan, Charles, and I want not done. You think Jamaica want to stick with a politician? One next politician, what's money? $20 million come from media can say, all the people then. Hi to God! We need a divine intervention! We're tired of the labor rights! So when I see you come over the Labour Party, we're tired of the rapists them and the pedophiles and the sex offenders.
Welcome back to Straight Up right here and Newstalk 93 FM. Thanks for all the expressions that we have been getting calls of during the break from overseas and local, and people are saying that indeed they believe that Stacy is a very, very exciting candidate and they are watching this one election night. So let's see how that will go. And also, for those of you who have been giving me some heads up there on the TikTok page, let me know if everything is indeed fine. It's 10:36, and we are in the middle of an interview with Stacy Knight. She is the PNP standard bearer for Northeast St. Andrew. In the upcoming election, of course, she'll be doing battles with Delroy in this constituency, who now sits as the Minister of Justice in this Jamaica Labour Party-led administration. Stacey? Hello? Hello, welcome back, Stacy.
Am I here?
Yes, you're back on. So you were talking to us about the, the constituency as it relates to those in the split of the constituency, the more affluent, in the middle, and of course those at the quote unquote bottom.
So, well, you had asked about water.
Yes.
Water is just one issue, but there are so many others. Traffic congestion, security. Basically, the constituency has been treated as just a business as usual. The same things that worked, that may have worked in the 90s, can't work now. There is no fresh thought. There's no thinking outside the box. In fact, there is a lack of a solution-oriented thinking, I would say, on the part of the current member of parliament. He tends to throw his hands up and say that, there's a lot of, there are bottlenecks, there are problems, there are hurdles, and so he finds excuses why things can't be done, rather than showing how we can address the issues. For water, there's a lot of wastage of water. Yes, a member of parliament is not in charge of the water commission, but a member of parliament has access to the water commission and can advocate and press to get changes to be made within the constituency. That's what representation requires. That you invite the water commission to come into your constituency and to fix some of the broken pipes or not being available in people's pipes. We want to see that, for instance, last week in Jacks Hill on Friday, there were some huge fires, spontaneous fires. Now, these are things that have been happening from I was a child, I guess from before I was a child, before I was born, perhaps. More frequent now because of climate change. And so we need to do something about it. We need to do something. We need to make water more available to fight these fires. People's homes and property and lives were seriously threatened on Friday. The fire truck that came there came all the way from Yorktown, downtown. I'm not really in a precarious situation. So we need to advocate for more resources to serve Northeast. It's a growing constituency. The population now is far more than it was 28 years ago when the incumbent took charge. And so we need to build up the resources to meet the needs of this growing constituency with plenty high-rise buildings. And, it's a dormitory constituency. Lots of people live here. It's huge in terms of population.
Good. Within recent time, Stacy, the government boasts about its unemployment numbers. When you move through the constituency of Northeast St. Andrew, what are you picking up? Are you picking up that it's really just 20,000 people alone we have unemployed across the entire Jamaica? Or are you picking up that there's a great level of unemployment within your constituency?
Well, 20,000, that sounds so miraculous. Maybe all of those 20,000 are in my constituency, a large portion of them, about a quarter of them, because I have a whole lot of unemployed people. Every day I'm getting requests from people for work. Every day. I know some of the statistics that speak about unemployment says that if people aren't actively looking for work, they're not recorded as unemployed.
Yes.
And then I question how the data is collected to know who is actively looking for work. Because maybe if they're only, I don't know who they need to be asking in order for them to be picked up that they are actually looking for work. So they seem to be missing the many people. Plenty of people want to work, Conrad.
Yes.
Every day I'm being asked, they want to work. Anything at all. They tell me they will do anything. There's a lot of construction going on, but that seems to have slowed down a little bit right now. And so the young men and women who work on the construction sites are out of work. University graduates are looking for work. Attorneys at law are looking for work. There's plenty of people looking for work.
So it's not just the people that you that's a quote unquote at the bottom. It's right across the spectrum.
Right across.
Mm-hmm.
Right across. We don't seem to be managing our labor market well enough. My mother used to work at the Planning Institute when she was alive.
Yes.
That's where she worked. And I remember her talking about the LMIS, the Labor Market Information System.
Mm-hmm.
It was just coming on stream. I don't remember how many years ago that was. And she was heavily involved in that because she worked in social and manpower planning.
Yes.
We don't seem to be doing enough of that manpower planning where we know that our university graduates will have a job waiting for them because we have provided spaces in university to teach people the things that we need people to do when they graduate. So, for instance, I'm a lawyer, so I see it with the lawyers. Every year we have like 200 lawyers being called to the bar, and them can't get work. Something is wrong with the model that allows 200 people more than 200 get in, go through this process, be qualified, and then can't get work. When, for instance, we don't have speech therapists. If somebody has a stutter or a lisp tongue, or has a stroke and needs speech therapy, Jamaica don't have no speech therapists. They tell you to put you on a waiting list for 3 years. That don't make sense. Why we don't train speech therapists then? So these are the kind of things that I will advocate for. Not only for my constituency, but nationally. That in Parliament, we need to make sure that we are planning a Jamaica where every Jamaican has a space, and a space where they can be self-sufficient.
Good. One of your constituents, Stacy, that call in quite often, Africa, among others, he's saying that in certain area, I think in the Grand Spring Road area there, he's saying that there are locking of street lights and so on. Is this a widespread situation within your constituency?
Quite so. It's not just Grand Spain at all. Not at all. I mean, I have constituents in what's that street? I think it's Gainsborough, just near to Millsborough area. Complaining about lack of street lights. I was driving through the constituency last night, and in areas of Mountain Spring, very dark, and that kind of darkness breeds crime. People are afraid to walk there. I was in Jacks Hill on Friday evening and was shocked. That catch me up there, and I felt like I was in some country bush, really. And I was on a main road in Jacks Hill. But we'll talk about those roads another time. I'm not going to talk about roads today at all.
Good.
But the lighting is poor.
Good. The lighting is very poor. I'll get trying to pack in as many as possible, Stacey. Also coming out, I forgot the name of the school, but that was mentioned as well. A school overgrown vegetation and the playing field and so on. And there's also said there's a lack of community centers in the constituency. Can you speak to us on those, please?
Yes. I'm not sure which one of the schools is saying it's overgrown.
He said I think it's New Day. He said that you had basically you had a work program there before.
Yes, exactly. We did that in December. Clear the field, which has become a great space for the community. It's not just the New Day children that use it. Now that school is on holidays. The police youth club have a league that goes on there playing football on the weekends. So it's no longer overgrown because my team started that in December, and the field is still being maintained and is a good space for the community. I want to talk about something though, Conrad.
Go ahead.
You asked, what are my chances and what I've been doing. From all that I told you, you get an idea of what I've been doing. And clearly, the incumbent also sees what I've been doing.
Yes.
He said he has been walking and giving the residents some attention. What I am calling on him to ask his supporters to stop is to the intimidation, the destruction of my signboards, of my flags. I red-handed allegedly caught a gentleman, well, not a gentleman, a man, he wasn't gentle, in a green shirt, using a long stick to tear down my flags. This was last weekend. He was going around in a vehicle, driven by someone else, and from our research, that vehicle has been linked to high-ranking members within the Jamaica Labour Party. So it's not fanatic supporters who are doing it. It's persons who are closely linked to the Member of Parliament that are driving around and tearing down my flags and my posters. Now, it's a political campaign we're running. I have a right to be here. Yes, the representation of the people Act gives me a right to be here and a right to put up my signboards and my flags. If they are so threatened by me, then they need to campaign harder, not to destroy what I am trying to build in this constituency. Campaign harder. Let the people have their opportunity to vote. Let their voices be heard. Do not stifle democracy.
So Stacy, therefore, you're saying that, well, I'm gleaning from all of this that your campaign is really hitting home and people are feeling somewhat under pressure to the point where they're tearing down your billboards and your flags?
Yes. Yes, that's what they're doing right throughout. I saw them on Grandspen Road, but I've seen evidence of flags and billboards that have been torn down elsewhere, all over.
Well, not good at all. Well, Delroy, Minister Chuck, this is not a good reflection. And, I think you need to ask your people to cease and desist from doing so. And on the other hand, Stacy, are you aware of any of your people going out and tearing down any flags from the Jamaica Labour Party? And what are you saying to your people if they are saying that, listen, boy, they're tearing down ours, so we're going to go out there and tear down that?
Absolutely not. I am pretty sure that not one of their flags or boards has been touched by any of my people, because I spoke to them strongly about this from early out. But if anybody by chance on the PNP side has that intention, please remove that from your mind. We're not into that kind of politics. Those are days long gone. This is 2025. People are enlightened and looking to run a vibrant election with a vibrant democracy. I will say that a member of my team, a senior member of my campaign team, has reached out to Mr. Chuck about the removal of my flags. And what he said, apparently, is that they don't like the flags. I don't know if the color is so offensive to their eyes. So he has not denied knowledge of it. He has sought to excuse it by saying that we should use only boards and not flags. He said that in this constituency they don't like flags. But I'm here to tell you, Conrad, that 2 days after he said so, I noticed the erection of several green flags while they're still tearing down the orange ones. So really it's just a matter of them finding excuses to breach the law, to destroy our material. I want them to return them, This is malicious destruction of property. It's a chargeable offense.
Indeed it is. Stacey, numbers are important within any election. And while I don't expect you to share your numbers here, but your canvas, what you would have done by way of enumeration and so on, you're saying to the people of Northeast St. Andrew this morning that, listen, come out, poll your votes, because your numbers are looking good and you're not just there as a filler, a fielding candidate, but you're in this to win it. You're in it to win it. That's what you're saying this morning?
Absolutely. I am in it to win it. When I decided to enter representational politics, the party offered me other seats that were more winnable. I told them I'm not interested in an easy road just to get to Parliament. I'm interested in providing representation for the neglected people of St. Andrew Northeastern. And the people are speaking and saying that they're glad for the representation that I have been providing so far. As for the numbers, there are currently 22,098 persons on the voters list.
Mm-hmm.
There was a little over 21,000 at the last general election.
Uh-huh.
And the number of people who voted to elect the incumbent is just over 5,000. That's less than a quarter of the voting population of the constituency. Mm-hmm. It's not the majority that elects Mr. Chuck. It is a tiny minority, less than 25% of the voting population. And there's more people than the voting population because there are some who are not enumerated and so not counted in that 22,000. So really and truly, it's just a few people. You can do the math to see how many people there are who did not vote for him and who can make their voice heard in the next election by putting their X beside the head and voting for Stacy Knight to end the reign of Mr. Chuck. And I would just point out that he said last year he wanted to retire. So I think we're doing him a favor by retiring him.
Indeed, Stacy. Based on what you just said a while ago, you have very fertile ground there for, you're talking about just a mere 25% or only 25% of the votes that was really polled there. So, you have all of 75% to play to garner from. So you could have a very rich harvest there. Madam Candidate Stacy Knight, we're up on the close of the interview. I know that I probably not asked all the questions that you'd want to answer, so you have posed something to yourself. Anything that you want to close with by way of saying to your people in Northeast St. Andrew?
Well, I will say to the people of Northeast St. Andrew that all of you are my people. When you say your people, it's not just the PNP, because when I become a member of parliament, I will represent everyone. So all of you, whichever party you have supported in the past, if you see that this is the better choice, that Stacy Knight is the better choice, and I'm sure you do, come out and vote on election day. Everybody needs to come out and vote on election day. That's what I'm encouraging the people of St. Andrew Northeastern to do. Come out and vote. Don't be intimidated. Come out and vote. And vote Stacy Knight to putting your X squarely beside the head.
One quick one here, Stacy. This is coming in by way of questioning. Somebody saying that the Prime Minister is said to be uncertified and there is a party. Are you getting any form of conversation from your people within Northeast St. Andrew and that?
Yes, definitely. People are not only seeing that the Prime Minister is corrupt, but their view of the Member of Parliament in St. Andrew Northeast is that he's an enabler and a facilitator of that corruption by his own pronouncements. Things that he has said in the public give people a clear view of where he stands on corruption. And I just want to make it clear that I stand on the opposite side of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Corruption is intolerable, in my view. And from somebody at such a high level, a minister, a member of parliament, it cannot stand. And under the next PNP administration, it will be dealt with properly. And when you have persons like myself and my leader, Comrade Mark Jefferson Golding, servants whose record and whose family record show, where, as we talk about pedigree, where that pedigree, clean heart, pure heart, doing the work for the people, not looking to gain anything for ourselves. That's the kind of Jamaica that we need. That's the kind of Jamaica that I'm hearing from people that you want.
Excellent. Thanks a lot for gracing us with your presence today, MP candidate Stacy Knight. We're looking forward to this one. This one would be a humdinger election night. It's one that we will be previewing. We will continue to preview going up to the election. Yesterday, out in Portland, we heard the Prime Minister said that he be calling the election shortly. Certainly, he doesn't have much option at all. So we look forward to this. All the best. God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you too, Conrad.
All right.
Care.
Good. All right. So thanks a lot. All right. That's our guest there for this morning, our spotlight guest, Stacy Knight. And of course, she is the PNP. Her opposite number is Delroy Chuck, the Minister of Justice in the JLP administration. That last question there that we posed to Stacy Knight is indeed a biggie, because, you know, it's the first time in the history of Jamaica we're seeing a prime minister being under investigation for illicit enrichment, and certainly, you know, we are seeing where corruption continue to be on the radar for, well, not on the radar, just on the radar, but showing up polls after polls at number 2. So when you talk to some people, they will say, boy, corruption has never played a role in the election before. But could we see a change this time around from 2 points of view? One, it's the first time we have seen a prime minister directly being fingered. And 2, the first time we're seeing where it is continue being on polls after polls, ranging at number 2. Those are major concerns that we have here in Jamaica. It's coming up to the 11 o'clock break. 2 minutes to go. So, what say you? We'll be taking your calls and the last hour of the program when we come back from the 11 o'clock break, so you can share your views, you know, what you make of that interview with Madam Stacy Knight, and also just generally the things that are impacting Jamaica. And I try to put in perspective the whole scenario with the additional teaching and learning time for our children. That is not an overall proposal of extending the school day by 2 hours, but look at those students in our schools to see who are in need of extra attention. And the PNP is saying that they will engage the teachers who are interested in providing that extra time to the children, and they will be paid for it, and it will be on their convenience, not something that will be forced upon them so to do. And we must put these things in perspective, because certainly it's behove us to speak the truth, cost it what it will. Let's go to the break. Suka.
The preceding hour was brought to you by.
Welcome back as we have a simulcast broadcast with Conrad O'Brien. Just to let you know that coming up this evening, our topic will be Election Watch 2025. That's Election Watch 2025. Former Speaker of the House of Representatives and former Member of Parliament, Sir Lloyd B. Smith, along with former Minister of Government and former Member of Parliament, Mr. Victor Cummins, Mr. Conrad O'Brien, talk show host. They will be our special guest this evening on the program at 8 o'clock US time, 7 o'clock Jamaica time. So join us for that this evening. And also to let you know that the Make We Talk program will be coming with a new and different thing for 2025 election. So we're working on that also, taking a bit of thing to do it, what we're going to do it. We're also working on getting a lot of things up and going for this program here. We have some giveaway to give away. We have some stuff to give away. We're going to do that as soon as I can do so. We're going to give away some stuff that we have here to give away to our listeners and our viewers. For those who are just joining us, just to let you know, we have a simulcast broadcast with Conrad O'Brien of Newstalk 93 FM. What you see on our screen here, our topic will be Election Watch 2025. And our special guests are former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Lloyd B. Smith, former Member of Parliament and former Minister of Government, Mr. Victor Cummins, talk show host, Mr. Conrad O'Brien. They will be our special guests this evening as we speak about election 2025 in our country, Jamaica. We're going to rejoin Conrad O'Brien as soon as he's ready for us. We're going to rejoin him on the program here. We're going to rejoin him, but let's take a quick commercial break. I'm trying to save my voice. My voice is not good this morning, not feeling well. So let me go for a quick commercial break here. As soon as Conrad is ready for us, we go back to Conrad O'Brien.
You can trust that when you send me to bench warmer or a table knocker, but you have a champion who is ready to serve you. And so I do not have to ask, but I know I don't want me ask anyway. Northwest St. Anne, are you ready? Oh, my comrades, waving in the sky, reinforcements now appearing. Victory, victory.
This year and the victory here. What the progress people them there? The ones see every hand in the ear. Call it and you know call it. 25 if you call it. Tell us to call it and you know call it.
Election is not about COVID. This election is about rescuing Jamaica land. Comrades, look. Nigger, you don't have no water. All the tourists in Nigger have water. When you move from Nigger, you move into the church. Half old and have no water.
Conrad, show Conrad now.
We have to go all the way to Little London to California. Under your next member of parliament, those years will come to an end in Nigger. Work up your hotel. As Bob Marley said, coming in from the cold. This party and this leader when bringing the contract workers from the cold. They're not supposed to send you home and break you for 2 weeks and send you to come back to work. Those days is going to come to an end under the People's National Party.
In the People's National Party, who has said that we are here to restore hope and to give you a future. I want to zoom in specifically on the future because the other side is looking yellow. And this is what we want to do for you and your families. Here is the deal. You know that PNP is the education. And when we talk about education, it's on primary and early childhood education because we see the statistics. Too many of our children are struggling and no people abandoned. So we give them the support and the right start in life. When we talk about education, we want to ensure that when you send your children can get their vocational and skill training so that they can get a job and earn what they need to earn.
Comrades, is it a wonderful day touring Jamaica?
Jamaica. Everywhere we go, we are well received by the people. They're happy to see us. The energy is high. And everybody.
You can trust that when you send me to Parliament shawarma or a table knocker, but you have a champion who is ready to serve you. And so I do not have to ask anyway. Northwest St. Anne, are you comrades? See the signal waving in the sky. Reinforcements now appearing. Big St. Anne. And you can trust that when you send me to Parliament, you're not have a bench warmer or a table knocker, but you're who is ready to serve you. And so I do not have to ask anyway. Northwest St. Anne, are you ready? Oh, my comrades, see the signal waving in the sky. Reinforcements,
Hold on. We don't have much time. When I say time, you say come. Time. Senator Murray, somebody asked me, Perry, why aren't you a Labourite? Me ever fresh, me no green.
St. Anne. And you can trust that when you send me and I have a bench warmer or a table knocker, but you have a champion who is ready to serve you. And so I do not
the street of firemen as we continue to burn right here and 93 FM. We're also simulcasting with our friends at fitfmja.com, the Caribbean Vibe Radio, and indeed the Wayne Hall Network. We're also up on the Make We Talk YouTube channel and on the Conrad OB TikTok page. Lots of offerings this morning. We just concluded a very riveting interview with Stacy Knight, the young lady who it is argued that she could topple Delroy Chuck at the upcoming general election. This Northeast St. Andrew seat, it is one to watch election night. Let's see how it will go. How will it pans out after the fat lady sings? Let's go to the phone lines. Hello, welcome caller. Caller? I'm not hearing the call there. All right, so it's 11 minutes after 11 o'clock. And indeed, let me just remind you of both numbers. The numbers are 876-212-9824, 876-0919. Hello, welcome caller.
Yeah, morning.
Hi, good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I am fine.
Good.
It's not COB.
Yes, man. well.
Is there a poll out for the PNP?
Well, I know that there are many polls out, but there are some constituency polls that are doing the rounds. But no, I don't have an official poll out for the PNP. No, I don't.
Because I am not there. It's like I have to just looking. When I look at YouTube and I say the PNP meetings, they are massive.
That's true.
They look like the Vice Cartel shows, concert, the way them big. So, I am just relying on, bits and pieces of what I am seeing.
Well, the real poll will be held soon, certainly by way of what we're seeing on the ground. It seems momentum PNP. It seems momentum is definitely with the PNP.
But what I've noticed, the PNP has been refreshed. Most of the candidates are young, fresh people. I don't see no old face again, like what were there back in the days. And especially this young Miss Gabriel Morrison.
No, I want people take pride in their name, and I'm seeing even on the platform people who should be pronouncing Gabby's name better or making massacre it. Her name is Gabriela Morris. Gabriela Morris.
Sharp. She's doing a great job. I like what she are, and she looked to me as if she's gonna do well. Both as a member of parliament, and I hope she do well in the election. But there's quite a few.
Well, for her to be a member of parliament, she will have to do well in the election.
Right.
But I want to just underscore the point you're making, sir. I am indeed very impressed with these cadre of young ladies or ladies generally. Some of them not so young, but the cadre of women that are out there on the card. When you look at, I just concluded an interview with Stacy Knight. I look over in Eastern Black. I see Rose Shaw. Also seeing Doreen Campbell. But there's a other cadre down there in St. Elizabeth. You have Zalika Jess. You have Miranda. You have Patricia, just across the length and breadth of Jamaica. Sorry to start calling name. And I must say, in St. Anna, as you mentioned, Gabby and Denishka, really and truly a fantastic group of women basically being rolled out by the People's National Party. And, it's a good look.
Here's why in Montego Bay, too. She was like the MC, and calling out the people who are going to speak. And most of them are well educated, young, bright.
Yes. How could I forget Burchell, Nikisha Burchell? She is also another one.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Right.
But go ahead, make a point. We can have a lot of calls.
No, man, I guess somebody is a chance.
You gone? All right. Okay. Yeah, thanks. Man. All right. Cool. Take care. Bless you. All right. So we continue to take the calls here at Newstalk 93 FM at 15 minutes after 11 o'clock. Hello. Welcome, caller. Conrad O'Brien here.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Hi. How are you doing, Milton?
Yes, sir. I want to go on the politics now, but just break me a little. JUTC was intent to run from Kingston to Mandeville in short order.
Yes, we have. Pardon
me?
Sorry, make a point. Go ahead. Or you're asking me, or you just said?
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to the report. JUTC was going to intend to run from Kingston to Mandeville in short order. They outlined the fear compared to the existing fear that the people have to pay the public transport operator now. But it looks as if something right, because the JUTC can have between $600 to $400 from Kingston to Mandeville. While the president operates the match in excess of $1,000. So they instead of going to subsidize so much subsidy, they might go pay or the taxpayers' money. Sir?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't even want to weigh in too much on that, but because the JUTC seems to be a little bit not sufficient in the Kingston metropolitan area, and for them to be rolling out outside of their jurisdiction, there are some questions there as it relates to the competition with the private companies. That's another conversation there. But for a long time also, people are saying that, listen, the whole country really subsidized the JUTC, and the people who are getting the benefit of it primarily are those within the KMTR. So there are a lot of nuance there, but it's something that has to be looked at carefully, sir.
And it's interesting about the transport operator in who run from Malibu to Kingston say anything at all, you know. So me can't tell you now. It's more look like this is just for the election, because this is not sustainable, sir.
That's the other thing too, is to whether or not these routes that they're putting on there will be viable. You know, the JUTC, how viable there will be. But let's see.
It could be viable, but the tax fund and subsidy against that. The existing man charge near $2,000 from Manaville to Kingston. I can't report. And them on go charge, JC going to charge between $400 to $600. The only for subsidy that the taxpayer
yes, it would seem as if the government is trying to run the taxi up the private busman out of business.
You know, sir. I just for this election. So should give a party from the government, them pull it compulsory. First, second thing, no, sir, the politics, no, sir.
Yes.
That's everything is a war is politics, you know. Right,
what you just mentioned with the JUTC politics, you know.
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, the Integrity Commission, sir.
Yes.
As a political platform, someone said that the Integrity Commission should investigate the PNP standards there in Western Sintama. The Labour Party is saying that the Integrity Commission, you know, the one that's from Mr. Woolness, guilty, and the JLP, as a result, the JLP said the Integrity Commission left much to be desired.
So how you want him? I see where you're going. If they don't believe in the Integrity Commission, in what comes up with the Prime Minister, how come they're asking the said Integrity Commission to investigate somebody else? I get your point.
That's the point, sir. So what one the Labour Party, sir?
Maybe they're just talking about the two sides of them out.
Two sides of them out, no? Time come. I heard the Prime Minister last night tell the people to get prepared. So late, you know. We have to see a long time.
Yes.
I respect him, he's late.
Yes.
On the side.
Yes.
There's educated people in the Labour Party. Not demote nobody, you know. There's so many educated intellectuals in the Labour Party. Read and reread the Integrity Commission finding of the Prime Minister, and still lining up behind the Prime Minister going into this election. Something wrong with them faculty, you know, with the greatest respect to them.
Well, you heard I posed the last question that I posed to Stacy Knight just now, and I tend to pose this question to almost all the candidates that I have, and people generally. And this conversation about our PM, it is really getting some traction, because it's the first we have ever seen this, where a Prime Minister is basically directly fingered in an investigation like this. Doesn't argue well for the PM going into an election at all. As a matter of fact, my own view, this is a personal opinion I'm expressing here, my own view, I don't think that with the cloud that hangs over the PM's head, over Mr. Holness' head, he should be allowed to be on the ballot. I know that there's nothing legally that stop him, but from a moral standpoint, I don't think he should be offering himself.
Yes, sir. I'm deciding, you know, we should Mr. Holness get the third term. we actually the people like they have this general should have to resign from our post as that general, you know, because this is that something like the people take where she defining what she was a part of. So it's a nothing, you know. So a lot of intelligence was coming to
well, I don't know that, Milton, but I have to leave it there.
No, we can't you know. And the next thing again, now Central Clarendon. I think they have a poll, a constituency poll, and they can claim that they could stand 400 registered voters. And they got out, the present MP has a 8-point lead. Before they take out, you know what they call it. Then claim to 5. What them call it again, sir? You want to?
Margin of error.
Yeah, margin of error, but they claim they take out 5% for margin of error.
So it comes down to 3.
Yes, sir. But they have other backup and question where they make the man look at on Conrad man from Moko. Is he gonna be the PNP era?
No, sir.
No.
Milton, but you know that he is not.
No, I never knew, sir. That's a thing I don't know, you know.
All right. The candidate there for the PNP is one Dr. J. Dixon. All right, hope I'm getting his first name correct. Dr. Dixon is a PNP standard there. But when you have polls like these, you have more than one people in there. So what happened? Romain Morris, who was a councillor for the Jamaica Labour Party, now with the PNP, run on the PNP ticket, won the Moko division. He has polled about 8 or 9 percentage points in that poll as well. So he's right. He has some numbers there, and one can understand that. But with that there and so on, and him and Dr. Dixon working together, anything could happen. All right, let's see how that one spans out, Milton. Thanks a lot. All right, no problem. 23 minutes after 11 o'clock, we continue to take your calls going up until 12 midday. My name is Conrad the fireman. Hello, welcome, caller.
Hello there.
Hey, this sounds like
Shaman the fire here. Shaman.
Where? You're talking about the meeting down there in St. James?
I'm not talking about 14 parish. I'm going to chop it 14 parish. I'm about to not crowd. 14 parish, I'm not back down here. We're not chopping 14 parish. But when my man Peter know, and I talk about Scarlet, come like money, I run out for and just run down and I get blocked.
Oh, that. Hold on. Let's put the argument in context. You're talking about the People's National Party. You're saying it seems as if their money is running out.
Yes, man.
The General Secretary of the People's National Party said recently that the meetings that they're having across Jamaica, right? They have not spent even 10% of their resources and those meetings as yet. So that means the PNP have an amount of about 90% of their budget to spend. And indeed, what you saw the Prime Minister announced there last night, Showerman, it's no people are really calling the election for the Prime Minister. People are putting the deal.
No, nobody can call it for you. Market, you can't call it for our forces because when the time right, you must call it. Like 2011, when you just get it in jump and call it and beat it.
Well, let me just share something with you. My friend. Yeah. The Prime Minister doesn't have much wiggle room. Election must be called, done and dusted. Yeah. Hold on. Done and dusted by the 3rd of September. Are you aware of the dates between nomination and election day? And you have to subtract all the Sundays out of that and so on. Yeah. So you realize that what happened, even a good grade 6 student can basically almost accurately predict when the election will be called.
You can't predict when they'll call. You tell me they'll call.
I said when it will be held. So you can imagine. So if somebody like me who in this business, and remember I just said I'm a good grade 6 student, and I think I'm a little better than a grade 6 student, eh?
Yeah.
So if they can predict, you don't think I can too?
We can guess.
But prediction is guessing, sir.
When school open?
Huh?
When school open September?
I think about the 10th. About the 10th, yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, no election now call until school open. Tell you that.
But you're not a good labor, right, man? Because nobody not tell you nothing. You know, no information.
Nobody not tell me. You have your hint now. It's like you. Not now cause a lot of school up when roll out the bus them. You hear that?
Stop talking nonsense, man.
It's alright, Obi. You don't know what that nonsense, Obi.
First thing to begin with, the Prime Minister, as much as people saying this and that, I want to give the Prime Minister a little bit more credit. There's no way that the Prime Minister would put Jamaica, would want to put will be done and dusted by the 3rd of September, sir. Mark that.
How much money you have there?
I'm not a betting man, but I can ordinarily buy you a drink.
No, put your money over there.
No, I'm saying I'm not a betting man, but I can buy my friend a drink. Sure, man, I'm a friend, you know.
Of course.
So I can buy you a drink, but not bet you nothing. But I tell you, said the election will be done and done.
And then we have 3 more mass meeting left. After 3, Mandeville and Mobile.
Yeah,
so which one do you call out? Tell me.
Huh?
We have 3 mass meetings to call. Mandeville. Mandeville be after 3. Which one the election are going to do?
You will announce it in after 3.
Alright,
okay, my friend. How are things? Things cool down in the West there?
Things good in my place, but everything good, everything good.
All right, so that was that argument that there was some protests and whatever after.
What the people
All right, cool. Thanks. We're happy about that.
Yeah.
All right.
Just prepare for the business.
All right, show man.
Yeah.
That's my friend here from Denham Town. You know, always happy to have everyone call and participate. But certainly, he needs to have a more credible source. He's not getting his information correctly at all. Show man, boy. You know, you have to go shoot the horse where I give you the information. Cause you get it from the horse's mouth, but it's not correct. All right, we're coming up to a final break here at 11:30. Right here in Newstalk 93 FM, which is truly Conrad O'Brien, the fireman. We go up until midday. It is your program. Guess what? Coming up this afternoon or this evening at 7 o'clock, I will be, I guess will be this afternoon, myself, Lloyd B. Smith, former MP, and also former MP Victor Cummins. This will be hosted by Jeffrey Tavares and indeed also moderated by Dr. Dunkley this evening at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock US time. So it's going to be quite interesting where we continue to preview and look at the seat counts here in Jamaica. Of course, we'll be looking at Surrey, the county of Surrey, this evening rather, because it's about 7 o'clock. Let's go to our final break. Suka.
You can trust that when you send me to Parliament, you're not have a bench warmer or a table knocker, but you know who is ready to serve you. And so I do not have to ask, but I know no one me ask anyway. Saint Anne,
Jamaica is still a Christian country. We know that because the anthem is a prayer. And the PNP is still a Christian party. Because with God will look down. It means something to be a Christian country. Because we should live by the principles of Christianity. And it means a party because we should be guided by the principles of Christianity. And one such principle is that God is the Father. And the Bible said, who among us, if our children ask for bread, will give them stone? And if our children ask for fish, we'll give them serpent. Of our children are receiving stone and serpent from the Jamaica Labour Party. In PEP, 13,000 children this year did not achieve proficiency in mathematics. They asked for bread. There were 11,000 children did not achieve proficiency in English language. And then when it comes to CXC, it gets worse. Because 18% of Jamaican children, including maths and English. And then I hear that the Minister of Education is seeking a promotion. What can go so on? And you can trust that when you send me to Parliament, you're not have a bench knocker, but you have a champion who is ready to serve you.
Ensure your safety.
I do not have to ask, but I don't want me ask anyway. Northwest St. Anne, are you
the voice.
Oh, my comrades, see the signal waving in the sky, now appearing, victory, victory.
Monday to Thursday.
St. Anne, and you can trust that when you send me to Parliament, you're not have a bench knocker, but you have a champion who is ready to serve you. And so I do not but I know no one me ask anyway. Northwest St. Anne, are you
That's what's coming through on the Gleaner today. Also, we are setting up our children former MP, former Minister of Education. Big gun seizure increased by St. Andrew North cops, and Terrorlang prize in political war of words. All right, so you can look at those. Also, the Observer is also carrying, and its front page, gone good and true. Jamaicans salute Don Webby. All right, so Don Webby gone leave us a young man at age 62, and indeed he's gone. The verdict across Jamaica was unanimous and incontrovertible. The death of former Grace Kennedy, Group Chief Executive Officer Don Webby, has robbed the nation of one of its most respected son. All right, let's go to the phone line. Hello, welcome, caller.
Hi, morning, Conrad. How are you?
Hey, how are you, pensioner?
I'm doing great, man. Just a few questions.
Yes.
The buses that are imported, right? I heard the minister say that they will be undergoing some retrofitting.
Yes.
Apart of that retrofitting, will these buses be painted in green?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. But here what happened. We have seen the buses all over the place, and trust me, I'm willing. This I said to show a man that I'm not a betting man, but I'm prepared to wager a bet that no retrofitting taking place, and we will see the doors of those buses on the same side when schools open and things like that. The Alvarez need to answer some question as to why I'm doing with the 1.4 billion Jamaican dollars.
As a matter of fact, Conrad, I'll go as far as to say I believe that these buses were imported for campaigning, because the manner in which I see these buses being taken across the country, persons in their green shirt and political activists on them, it's a clear indication that they are not so much for the children, but they are here to campaign for the governing Jamaica Labour Party. And it's very disgraceful.
Well, it is, because what happened, they have now even used the buses as a ploy to, drum up support and so on. But, one thing I'll say to you, pensioner, I believe that sometimes our politicians basically believe that the Jamaican people reason or understanding is at a much, much lower quotient than it really is. And I believe that politicians will be in for a surprise come election night, because the people will go and register their votes.
Yes, and I just want to say as well that the whole tearing down of pictures and other paraphernalia by supporters of both political parties, it is not something that should be condoned, right? It is very sad, and I hope that at the poll, the people send a message to this Jamaica Labour Party that time has come. And finally, Conrad, I want to big up the next member of Parliament for Southwest St. Elizabeth, Dr. Miranda Wellington. I wish her all the best, and I know that she will definitely take home that seat for the lovely people of Southwest St. Elizabeth. All
right. I guess you have some roots in that part of the island as well. St. Elizabeth generally.
Yes, both Central Manchester, Northwest St. Elizabeth, Southwest St. Elizabeth, and West Central St. James.
All right. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot. All the best. All right. So, who is this coming from now? Sonia message here, and our TikTok feed saying, do they use the schools as polling stations? That's a question. If so, then it would be wise to have the election before the students go back to school. Of course, the election will be done and dusted before our students go back to school. The Prime Minister hinted last night that he will soon call the election. He said that they will be having 3 mass meetings across the country, and the election will be announced soon, and the people of Jamaica will go to the poll on or before the 3rd of September. That's my humble opinion there. So let's see how it go. We can take a couple more of your calls. The numbers are 876-212-9824, 4620919. All right. Hello, caller.
Good morning, Conrad.
Hi, morning. How are you doing, John?
I am doing good, Sam.
Indeed. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, Conrad, a couple things here. Last evening, months ago,
yes.
The incoming Prime Minister, Mark Golden, asked for his silence for Danny Ready.
Yes.
And I say something. You put your pins up. That massive crowd that was there. You could see a pin drop.
So they obeyed what the leader asked.
Command that Mark Golden, respect that Mark Golden commands and make I see them.
So are you now saying, John, that what I heard, because I wasn't there, I understand that was a level of silence. When they mentioned the Prime Minister name at some fest, you could hear a pin drop there.
Yes.
And when Mark was mentioned, it was like, you know.
When you about my brother,
go ahead.
When I used to go to school,
yes,
because I went to school, I'm coming in time.
Yes,
I remember that there was some students who were behind.
Yeah, man.
And they are teaching running up to now. And another one named Richard. So you should pay these students for an hour or hour and a half with them after school and bring them up to scratch. And they were doing it for free. No, I know teachers who have students who them see potential in them, but because of something, they are not achieving the full potential. And the teachers have taken it themselves to spend extra time with the students for free. The PNP solution now, and this, I have heard a lot of teachers who love the idea because teachers want to see their students excel.
Yes.
No teacher. What we know, they have find that them class left behind.
True.
And the class of 40, you might have a 10 who are behind. And what the PNP solution that those 10 students, once the teacher is willing to do it, they will be paid to stay with these students for a time.
That's my understanding.
That is a win-win situation for students, teachers, and Jamaica.
I think so.
Let's go. Nobody, no one that means our children go to school in reliable and a safe way. The problem that people have is that you go to America and you're going to spend 1.4 billion. You have money to spend per vehicle. You don't buy no vehicle for students. You buy a whole vehicle for them. That's the problem people are having.
Absolutely.
Not a school bus. Everybody loves the school bus thing. But you have money, 1.4 billion. What you could have used and buy new vehicle, but no, you buy some old one. We have a retrofit. You have to do this. You have to do that to get them up to scratch. Something fundamental wrong. You buy new garbage truck because of garbage. We buy old bus. We can't fit them to school. Something fundamental wrong.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. And you know, outside of the fact that the buses are old buses, but the accountability aspect is certainly not there. $1.4 billion was spent. And when you do the math as to how much those buses would cost, it comes up to, based on even the figures that we're getting from the government, comes up to about maybe under $400,000. So if you spend $1.4 billion, what happened to the $1 billion? Is it that the 1 billion will be used for retrofitting and so on? And these are the questions that people are asking. These are the questions that people are asking, you know. And it can't just be, you can't just get away with these things by dubbing people as saying that, boy, they are bad mind. The people are asking these questions. I also start off the program this morning looking at the situation down there in Portland, West Portland, where I mentioned about a friend of mine, a medical doctor, who called me yesterday. I was a little bit frantic, saying that, boy, how come he doesn't see any, billboards, any flag or so on for green or for that to another extent? And lo and behold, what happened is that the JLP supporters and activists went through the constituency and stripped the constituency of all of those things and green out the entire West and to some extent East Portland. I mean, I don't know that, that makes it at all. And we should cease and desist. And I'm saying that also, that if PNP people, if your leader is coming into your constituency or into a parish, don't do that either. If you by all means, go out, put up your thing, but let the other side flags and posters remain as well. I saw on the road coming towards the university here, Mona Road, and about a week or two ago, I saw where the entire road was decked out with the billboards for the sitting member of parliament, Favour Williams. Both sides of the road had on Favour's posters. And subsequent to that, as a competitive politician, I saw where past billboards. What they did was to go out there. Part image is now up on the billboard, matching Favour with what she did. But in addition to that, they went a little further. They made nice little you could describe it as flags, but they did it in a nice little way where the orange is at both sides, a black is in the middle, and so on, and they had the board there and they nailed it, in a nice way, look decent. So now Pat is right out there because she upped the ante in terms of basically saying that, listen, Favour is out there. She's matching it, right? I drove through some constituencies in Clarendon yesterday, and when I go through there, all I saw, don't know if the PNP had put up things there and they are torn down, but all I saw there is green, is things for the Jamaica Labour Party. I'm not saying that those were torn down because I don't have any information there, but I can say that the JLP was well represented by way of flag and the posters in those areas that I passed through yesterday. All right, hello, welcome caller.
Morning, Mr.
Hi, how are you, Portmore?
Hello?
Yeah, Portmore, you can turn off your radio in the background and say, I can hear my voice coming through. I hear my comment. I'm hearing myself there, please. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well,
yeah, Portmore, please. I'm hearing the radio back in the background coming back. Please just turn it on or turn it off.
All right,
yeah. Yeah, man.
The JLP seems to have history of anywhere in the world and go get some old thing. Them go source it and bring up dash it on Jamaica. Back in the 80s, when we were going through serious problem with our electricity, I think the minister was in charge of that.
Yeah, it was was Minister of Public Utilities and Transport.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Right. I remember I go to Italy and the thing where people dash out from their plant, and take it and then bring it out here.
Oh.
Bring technicians from Italy, let them fit them up. But what it costs the country to bring in, to buy and bring here and set up? We didn't get value for the money.
Yeah, we tend to have this notion that, listen, things where people dash we don't want, if they carry them come to Jamaica. If you notice, even persons and people are doing this for business opportunity. They have this kind of junkyard sale. And what happened, you have some people who go to America and pick up all sorts of tools and so on, and they come and they're selling it. But here's the problem with it. What they do, they come with it, not understanding that a lot of people are traveling now. And they want an arm and a leg for it. They don't even come and say, listen, boy, we get this for almost nothing. Because a lot of time they pick up these things free. And they come and have a yard sale and want an arm and a leg and want to get rich from it overnight. And it's the same thing here. People come with these buses, for them get for almost nothing. And I tell you, so we pay $1.4 billion for them.
I remember when we get a gift from Riga, because the same as show Jamaica, it's good, America's goodwill towards Jamaica, because we're having such serious load shedding problems. So
yeah, man. After they sabotage Jamaica with the CIA, they come now and start what they must start for. See, one host basically blurted out last week that the Eventide fire was deliberately an act of politician in Jamaica in compliance, complicit with the CIA.
That was known by a lot of Jamaicans. They don't let someone find that they don't want to make often time people
can wicked someone
to mention
Jesus Christ.
But as I said, they bring this, then talk about giving Jamaica one thing here. One badge that was used in the 1944 war. The badge was, I forget where we have to tow it from, and then we had to go and retrofit it, because I remember this badge was in use for decades. And then when we do all of that, tow it come to Jamaica with over by boat rides and over and kick them over there. They realized that this badge, the cycle was different from what we have out here, so it could work. This same minister, no, I remember there was a I don't trust my father against it. There was an incident on the water where a boat that was docking to deliver oil to Petrojam actually damaged for a couple of days, what we call it, we tie up the boat. And the official, the first estimate was for $99 million. I read that in the thing, the paper, Financial Gleaner.
Yeah.
So when I read it, I said, well, $99 million. Why didn't you just create off at $100 million or $90 million, but $99 million? Anyway, they said it was a minor accident. Say there are people that drag out that repair. And when the last figure that I read on that was almost $750 million to deliver repair by the time they finished with it. And nobody knew, because Mary and a lot of people don't read.
Yes.
That was the Financial Gleaner. So a lot of people wasn't even aware of what took place. I was one who questioned it and said somebody should have investigated this incident, because something could cost $99 million. And as a result, it ballooned over time to 400
yeah, man.
400 million Jamaican dollars.
but it's while it's probably somewhat a little bit well, not the same, not quite the same, but it's actually what we'd heard, where the Conrad original started at 2.5 billion and it's now at 26 billion and counting.
And there's still not a finished date set for. There's no end to the what you call it, retrofitting. I don't know, because that money could have been about 5 hospitals.
One would imagine so.
But then that's how money is just being wasted left, right, and center.
I don't know, Portmore, if it's as a result, and this is something that we also have to examine. Is it that the Jamaican dollar is so worthless that everything you talk about these days, you stop talking about millions, no one is straight billion we're going?
No.
I don't know. Or it's just tea-free at take place?
I just tea-free at take place.
I have to leave you there, Portmore. I have to leave you there. Time on me. All right, thanks for today. All right, we invite you to join us again tomorrow, same time, same place, right here in Newstalk 93 FM. But before I leave you, let me just you can move this for my Madam Producer, please. I'm getting feedback coming back at me. That's, all right, thanks. So just by way of information here, this evening, this afternoon at 7 o'clock, the Make We Talk podcast program will be hosting another in their series of current affairs, election watch, and the panel will be Lloyd B. Smith, former member of parliament and the managing editor for the Western Mirror, also Victor Cummins, former MP for Central Kingston, and indeed yours truly, Conrad O'Brien from Newstalk 93 FM. And of course, it will be hosted by Jeffrey Tavares of Make We Talk YouTube channel, and also there as a member of the moderating team will be Dr. Karen Dunkley as well. So join us this evening at that time. I want to say thanks to my guests, Stacy Knight, and indeed our callers, our viewers, everyone who joined us. On behalf of myself and my producer Tanya, saying join us again tomorrow. Stick and stay. Winnie G coming up on 2.
The preceding hour was brought
from
to
here for another day on the Make We Talk program. I'm yours truly, Jeffrey Tavares, saying thank you all very much for joining us. Thank you all very much for being a part of this program. Join us this evening as we come to you live from the studios of the Make We Talk program. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Lloyd B. Smith, former member of Parliament and former Minister of Government, Sir Victor Cummins, talk show host, Conrad O'Brien. Our topic will be Election Watch 2025. They will be on my program this evening, and I've been told that my good friend Wilfred Radigan will be joining us also this evening. So all in all, it's going to be a robust discussion this evening. Men of many talents will be joining us to speak to us about what is going on, beloved island, Jamaica land we love. I know that Sir Lloyd B. Smith have a wealth of knowledge along with Sir Victor Cummins, the wealth of knowledge in the political landscape in our country, Jamaica, not to mention my good friend Conrad O'Brien. They will be on, and also Head Boy will be on this evening also. We'll be having a robust discussion this evening. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. And just to remind you that we still have t-shirts for sale. If you're interested, let me know. 954-529-8030. You can call us and we can tell you how to get them. And also, it's $25 for the t-shirts, $10 for shipping and handling. Until you hear my voice again, may God bless you. May God bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Good evening and good afternoon. It is now 1 p.m., 12 midday in the land of wood and water.
Unity strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody's not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity, strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody's not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity, strength, make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody's not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity, strength, make we reason, make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody's not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity, strength, make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody's not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity, strength, make we reason, make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody's not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity, strength, make we reason.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey. We're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend.
Make we talk. And we don't care about no